The first time that you go and sit for your exam should not be the first time in your adult life that you are sitting for a 4-hour exam. You have to practice taking practice tests. So it's like when you are sitting at home and you think how you may not feel as anxious because you know that it's a practice test. Treat it as a real test. So when you go into your actual test room, you channel those same feelings. Like, listen, don't let the environment change the way that you answer these questions. And you got to think about it. You're going in there because you're trying to be a licensed social worker. Do you know how much pressure that is? Do you know how much pressure it is to have that license? Like, once you become a licensed social worker, they can't play with you a certain type of way. Okay, so you gotta go in there knowing that you're gonna pass the exam, but then realize that, okay, I'm sitting in the test room, I'm a little anxious. However, remind yourself, I studied, right? I lost sleep. I spent time to understand the questions. I read the book. I took the practice questions. I deserve to be a licensed social worker. I am capable of being a licensed social worker. You have to tell yourself that. Do not let the test room, the people in the room, the time, the questions, do not let them trigger your anxiety to the point that you forget everything. Don't do that. In my experience, the first time, let me tell you, I went in my testing room and I was confident, y'all. Like, nobody could tell me nothing. And the lady who is actually taking our ID and all of that good stuff, she told me, she was like, I don't know, it's just something about you. Like, I just feel like you're gonna pass. She didn't know me from a hole in the wall. So I'm like, okay, Jesus. You know, I don't know if y'all believe in Jesus, but I was like, okay, Jesus, thank you. Thank you for giving me that confirmation, right? Let me tell y'all, I sat down at the desk. I started my first 30 questions. I didn't know nothing. I was shook. Like, the questions were so challenging, and clearly I didn't know it because I passed. But the questions were so challenging that it's like my anxiety went from this to this. So I took my first 30 questions and I flagged the questions. When you are in the testing room, if you do not know the question, do not spend 5 minutes on a question that you don't know. Choose the best answer and flag the questions. At the end of the session, at your testing session, you will have the opportunity to go to your flagged questions and re-answer those and make changes however you see fit. Do not spend 5 minutes on a question that you are not sure of. And I say that because you read that question, you try to answer it, you don't know what it is, you take an educated guess. You move on. It could be 5 to 10, 20, 30 more questions after that. Those questions that you read after that may possibly help you answer that question that you didn't have no idea from before. So what happens is, while you are taking the test, you're answering these questions. So at the end of the test, when you go back to the questions that you flagged, you subconsciously answered that question already. So the 5 minutes that you were going to spend on it in the beginning of the test, you're spending about a minute, less than a minute on it, because you already went through the test and it helped you answer the questions. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. That makes sense to everybody. This is the book. Take a screenshot. This is the book. This is the book you should be using in order to help you pass your LMSW exam. This is the book you should be using.